What might surprise you as well is the group that is really driving rentership, and that is adults 55 and older. They actually make up the fastest growing group of renters, according to the 2023 Census Bureau.
It's true, renting in retirement is on the rise. According to Realtor.com, renters age 65 and up increased by 2.4 million people between the years of 2013 and 2023. That's a 30% increase. Is renting really the better option? Is it better than, say, aging in place? Or is it better than selling the big family home and taking those proceeds and buying something smaller and more manageable? 2.4 million people can't be wrong, or can they? Some seniors say that renting does make sense, and others say no way. Let me read to you this comment from a renter who is in favor of renting. I have cash. I invest. When something breaks, they fix it. I can travel and enjoy life. I'm not a slave to my house. Now let's look at the other side and see what a homeowner has to say. While yard work and maintenance does suck, I'd never consider renting. My home is paid off, and I love having the space and quiet neighborhood. I don't want a shared living space with strangers. Despite the debate between renting and owning, one thing hasn't changed. Many seniors, whether they decide to rent or they decide to buy, continue to chase the sun, heading to warmer climates. For example, Baton Rouge, Louisiana experienced an 89% increase in its senior renters in that 10-year period between 2013 and 2023. Florida, though, still leads the pack, remaining a favorite for retirees. In the Sarasota area of Florida, senior renters make up just over 21% of all the renters. And a little bit further south in Cape Coral and Fort Myers, senior renters make up just over 18%. Other areas where the number of senior renters have increased by more than 80% include places like Jacksonville, Florida, and Austin, Texas. And in Charlotte, North Carolina, senior renters increased by 53% during that 10-year period. There are strong arguments in favor of renting, one of those being lower upfront costs. When you rent, you're usually required to pay a security deposit and your first and last month's rent. This is way less cash out of your pocket as opposed to when you buy a home, which between the down payment and the closing costs can be thousands of dollars, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars. And when you rent, there's also less risk of being house poor. House poor is when you own the home, but you still have to cover things like property taxes, insurance, maintenance, unexpected repairs. Renting means no maintenance headaches. Water heater breaks? Call the landlord. Your monthly costs are more predictable when renting because there's fewer big ticket surprises. And renting gives you more cash and the ability to use your savings. If you've sold a home, for instance, renting frees up that equity so you can use it for things like investing or traveling or healthcare. Renting also gives you freedom. You can move when you want. You can move where you want. You can try different cities, different climates, different parts of the world. But just because more people are choosing to rent doesn't mean that you should. Renting does come with its own share of challenges. Rising rent is one of those challenges. When it comes time to renew your lease, your landlord could raise your rent. Less control in renting is another challenge. Would you like to remodel? Would you like to add in some safety features? You may be limited in what you can do, or your landlord could just flat out say no. And speaking of less control, your landlord at any time can choose to sell the place and force you to move. Here in Southwest Florida, we have a lot of investors. And when property values rose after the pandemic, they saw their opportunity to cash in, and many of them took it. I saw the many social media posts from people who were looking for a new place to live because the place that they were renting was being sold out from under them. There's also the illusion that maintenance is taken off your plate as a renter. But many have argued that just because you can call the landlord to fix something doesn't mean it's going to be taken care of right away. As one senior put it, the benefit of owning your own home is that you get to decide when and how it's fixed. You can also choose the fixture or the quality of the repair. And of course, the one point harped on constantly by money managers is that when you rent, you are not building wealth or equity. The payments go to the landlord and not towards your future. And yet, despite all this, 2.4 million seniors have chosen to rent. What's interesting, though, is that many seniors have come out voicing their opinions very strongly on this, the majority of which are in favor of owning over renting. Let me read to you what some of them had to say. I rented and it kept increasing. I couldn't retire. I took all my savings, bought a small house. Low taxes because I'm a senior. So much better now. After being a renter almost all of my adult life, owning my own home is such a blessing. Although I relate to the headaches of maintenance, I'll hang in there as a homeowner until I'm a candidate for assisted living. When I was a renter, I was forced to move often due to extreme rent increases that suddenly made my place unaffordable. I'm 70 years old and have a lot of dogs. I'm completely debt-free and have low property taxes. I can't have my dogs in any rental. The dogs keep me getting out of bed and engaged in activities. I have my home and garden set up exactly the way I want it. I will always be a homeowner. It's cheaper to continue to pay the gardeners, house cleaners, visiting angels, and all other expenses to stay in the comfort of your home than it is to rent somewhere. Owning your home is peace of mind. You can be booted from rentals and rents can be raised as high as the landlord wants to raise them. That happened to a huge amount of people in the last few years. Rents raised so high, the renter had to move out. And finally, this person. Can't do it. I've done apartment living and condo living. Only difference is I can change stuff on the inside. I'd rather scale into a smaller home. No more noise, door slamming, moving my couch, adjusting wall frames from vibrations, and barking dogs, and grill restrictions. I don't mind cutting grass and hiring someone to plow the snow. Okay, so with so many seniors voicing in favor of home ownership, let's explore that a little bit. Owning your own home means there's no landlord. No one can make you leave. It means you don't need permission to remodel if you want. You can modify the home all you want to accommodate your aging needs. And money managers will tell you that a paid off home beats rent financially in the long run. But like anything in life, there are downsides to owning a home. Maintaining a home, particularly as you age, can be financially and physically stressful. If you need to move for health or family reasons, you may have to wait to sell the house before you can relocate. Even if you've paid off the mortgage, taxes and insurance often increase. These are not fixed costs. And while you may have a lot of equity in your home, the fact is it's tied up in your home. It's not like you can easily access that equity for emergencies or living expenses. And even if you do have a HELOC at the ready, you still have to pay interest on anything that you withdraw. When you're trying to make the best decision for you between renting and owning, consider these questions. Do I want the flexibility to move around? Or am I okay staying put? Is my home paid off? Or do I have a mortgage? Can I handle home maintenance physically and financially? Do I want to free up cash for other retirement goals? How important is leaving my property to my family? If most of your answers lean towards more flexibility and less stress, then renting might make sense. But if stability, legacy, and control matter more, then owning might be a better fit. If you are torn between renting and buying in your favorite retirement destination, and you need to be connected to an agent in that area that you are considering, I offer a free service and I can help you find that agent. Scan the QR code right here or click on the link down below. Fill out the form and I'll get back to you with an agent in your area. And if you are thinking of renting or buying here in Southwest Florida, Naples, Bonita Springs, Estero, and you'd like to work with myself and my team, my information is below. Call, text, email, we'd be happy to help. If you're struggling with where to be or what to do in retirement, check out this next video. It might just give you some guidance and some insight that you hadn't thought about. I hope you found this video valuable. If so, please click the like button and subscribe. Thanks for joining me. I'm Alysia Shivers. Until next time.